Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is not about the Apache 4800. It's not. It's about a diesel heater. Not just any diesel heater. It's about the LF Pro's diesel heater. And up there is a video just about this, I like to say, split unit. It's a unit which comes disassembled and you can install it, for example, in your RV or wherever you prefer it, or whatever use case you have. In my case, I really wanted to do this installation into one of those portable Apache 4800 rugged mobility suitcases, basically, from Harbor Freight in my case. And that's basically what this video is about. I will not show you the step-by-step, but I will show you my parts I used. I thought about doing a step-by-step, but I had to figure out so many other things, to be honest. So that led me to, yeah, maybe not. But you can also see that it's probably not the craftsmanship it should have, for example, up here. But it gives you at least an indication. There's so many videos out there, and I just selected what I like to see. And yeah, maybe you can see something where you think, oh yeah, I want to do it better than this guy. But my intention is to having this mounted right next to the Jeep, in my case, with magnets. So I'll show you the part list and I'll explain it to you what I did, basically. And I still hope this will be helpful for you in case you want to do a similar project. So it is currently mounted to a welding table. It's funny enough, it's also from Harbor Freight, but it's the easiest what I was able to do to have it in this orientation, because my orientation, final installation, is exactly like this. On the outside of my car, in my case, I have one of those smaller panels outside, and one of them is a steel, so magnets will work, and that's the use case. Okay, let me show you what I did inside, and let me explain to you which parts I purchased separately, which makes this build way more expensive. And in case the LF Pros, so far they had outstanding, at least way better quality than any other Chinese manufacturer. Still, they are also made in China, so don't get me wrong. They are very expensive compared to other Chinese products, but at least they have a couple of components. I feel like overall the package feels way more quality-wise worthy. So let me open up how it will look like inside. And no judging, please. If something's dangerous, yeah, you can point it out. Otherwise, please. That's my build, and that's what I wanted to do. So it has 4 latches, basically. And before I go into the more details, let's really quick talk about the outside. So what you see outside is the muffler, which came with the kit. I have a 90-degree angle down here, which I bought separately. Link in the description below. We have this air intake for the combustion chamber. So this one is the air intake when it comes to burning diesel. Came both the filter, but also here the hose came with the unit itself. You can see a black wire here. Those I bought. Those are the diesel fuel lines, and I wrote them on the left side, not on the right, because with the mufflers everything's hot. Other side is cold, and I kept it outside because different reasons, but mainly because I didn't want to cut anything so far inside on the diesel heater itself. There were videos out there where they cut it and reroute it. I was not ready for that, so I didn't do that. So that's why it's outside. Housing here on that side, of course, we do have this. It's a 3.5 inch to 4 inch cooler hose, so it's able to withstand high temperatures. And I chose this one over another one because the extension 3.5 was very short. 3.5 to 4 was too thick in this area where I had a hole cut, and I do want to make it bigger. Just also due to space. At least where I cut, maybe you can avoid that mistake. I'll show you. And what else? So those two, one is a power, one is a display. When we come into this side, you can see here we have those adapters, waterproof adapters, or not connectors, basically, not adapters. One is a 5 pin, the other one is a 2. The 2 pin is the power, the 5 is for the display, even though I realized I only need 3 at the end. I thought I need 5, it looked like, but it's not. Also, what I forgot to mention here on that's where basically the hot air is pushing through. I did get this one to basically to close it off because I felt like it's a cool thing, and I also got this Additionally, quick connect, which I don't know if I like it or not so far. I think it works, but I don't know if I would do that again, honestly. Might be a quick thing to connect your hose, but I don't know how withstanding it will be over long term, so we will see. Okay, what else is on this side? Nope, there is nothing else on this side. Let's go on the other side. And here's only one air intake, which has a filter, and I had this laying around, I believe, and I decided to installing it here. At least it has some, it should be a little bit more fine, but it's very granular. So you can see that's the cold air pulling in, and everything, the magic happens inside. Here really quick, so you see that mess as well. That's how it looks like. As mentioned, the diesel fuel line here, air intake for the combustion chamber, and then we have the muffler for the exhaust. That's all what there is from the outside. One thing, and here you see my beginner-friendly craftsmanship. I can still use the handle. That was important to me. I can open it up in this direction, so I can open the tank from the outside and fill in diesel. That was also very important to me. See, there's a little diesel in there. There's no filter, nothing else. And so far, I didn't have it filled up all the way, but it comes with a little breather hose. I don't know if you can see that due to the reflection. It's a little tiny bit. We'll see if that 5-liter tank will work. So when it comes to opening it up, and I think that's what we're doing now, so you can see more, we have those 4 latches, here. And then you saw already I mounted here the air intake with the delivered bracket, but I can also just put it out. So it's opening up and does go all the way until it stops here somewhere. And then there's still a little too much tension here, but it's not the one which is holding it. So I do have this heat shield over here out of 2 reasons. I'll explain that in a second as well. So let me pull this out for now. All right, now you see the mess. Now, usually, I wanted to keep it as maintainable as possible. Right now it looks like there's a huge mess because I didn't shorten any wires. Still testing things out. Let me start from the bottom. On the bottom, we do have the diesel heater itself. We do have the wires. I'd like to push this in a little bit more. We have the wires here. We have hose clamps and a little extension for the air intake here, which connects with I think that's also the delivered hose. On this side, I think it's a little dark to see. I hope you can see that. Then we have the plate. I ordered another one because I didn't want to mess up the plate I delivered with, but should work totally fine. This one I cut on the other side. I did not cut it on this side, just to make it fit in terms of depth. And I wanted to make sure that we have, with the heat and all the stuff, we have something pretty good in here, which is holding it. And then it's holding from down there, basically, the bolts from the outside. And then we have here a clamp. We have the 3.5-inch hose for the hot air going out mounted. And you can see here, this is very thin. So that's why I wasn't able to extend it to 4-inch, because I had on the maximum already. Didn't want to go more high. And then you can see I have all the extension, all the length kept so far. And that's what I need to shorten. I just want to make sure everything works. But here we have the fuel line. And that one is the fuel line. That's the fuel line which goes out and then comes in again. I could have cut it in the housing somewhere and then could have just routed it in here. I didn't do that yet. I just want to build it up, see if it works. We have here also routing of the, what is that? That is the power cord going to the pump, and the information going all the way to the pump here. The pump has this rubber mounting bracket, which is mounted to the housing here. And I did, by the way, a lot of the housing here. I used those thread insert kit. It's amazing because you just use some kind of hot device like a solder iron or whatever, place it where you want to have it, and then just push it in and then let it cool, and then you can use your, for example, for me it was, I think, M5 or M6 bolt, and I can thread them in, and they are pretty sturdy because they're in the housing. Yeah, that's cool, I like that. And it's also, you can see I used some black bolts in here, which are not too long, so they do not come out on the other side, for example. So all those kind of things I try to consider in my build. I was experimenting a lot and watching a lot of videos, so there's a lot of other videos out there. Keep that in mind. Yeah, other than that, the fuel line goes up here, and let's follow that route really quick because it's right back in there. So let me get this one a little bit straightened up. So we do have filter, the fuel filter back here. So that means I'm going the opposite route, but going through the filter. And one thing I wanted to have was I wanted to have the tank inside. And I do have the tank at the moment. You can see it's moving around. And I have a bracket here on this side. On purpose, it has a little angle going that direction. And I try to get this fuel out on the lowest point possible. So you drill usually in this tank on your own where you need the hole, and then you just tighten it. And so far it worked pretty well. And my reason why I have a heat shield here is just because this device is getting, this leader is getting so warm. I just want to protect whatever is, is above. And additionally, it also lifts it up a little bit, so it pushes it up, and it tucks in the excess wire, which is over here. So the only thing what I need to do is getting rid of this mess. So we'll shorten it at one point, just testing it a little bit. And I have to also take care of those connections, the connections up there, which, yeah, up there. You see they're a little bit exposed at the moment. I need to make sure that everything works. Soldering them in was definitely a little finicky, but it worked out. So regardless, so far it works, and I think I'll prove that to you with just a test really quick outside. So let me set everything up, and then we'll continue. So in my case, I'm using a 12-volt battery, for example, from Repower. Video up there, which I can connect either straight, or in my case, I also have an extension, which is, and you know that, in my case, Red Audio, this extension box, so they're amazing. It's just long wire, what they provide for you as well. And then I have a 12-volt cigarette lighter, which the power supply, which I soldered on the other side. So that means pretty simple setup, in my opinion, at least. The entire wire is here, maturity. What was delivered here, you can see I cut and I added this little friend over here, so it means just plug it in on one side, and the other side, pretty easy. I have the cigarette lighter connector, so that's what I can plug in here in the battery. There we are. And now on the other side, I did pretty much the same. So there's even more wire. You can see what I used, and the controller, which should go inside. Has a temperature sensor on it. Does not come with Bluetooth from LF Pro, sadly. On the other side, I have this similar connector. So that means I can just plug this one in, and there we are. So now I'll put it outside because I don't want to have all the fumes in here. And then we'll start it. Okay, so now we can see this is my window cutout for my Jeep Wrangler. And you can already see that we do have... it's hard to read. It's getting slowly warmer. It's just started 80-ish. Temperature out here is more like 72. You can see the hose is going all the way up there. And that's how it would be mounted. Just on the Jeep. Pretty cool. By the way, I have this extension for the muffler as well, if I want to. I wrapped it, and I can expand it if I need to basically get the fumes from the exhaust somewhere else, but as of now I don't have that. You can see it is pumping up. It is at the moment the lowest possible setting. You can see here, that's the exhaust. It's pretty good. And hot air, when everything's connected, it goes straight from, you have to imagine, from the rear of the car all the way to the passenger side of the car. So that's how it works. I'll show you the magnets I used as well. Okay, channel, let me show you how that should work in theory, so you get an idea. The magnets will do the job. They're really strong, and I put a lot of them in it. So be mindful of that. But you can see with just those magnets, that's how it would work. Pretty easy. And the hose, you can see, would go all the way to the passenger side. That's how it should work. Okay, and that's how it should be all in all when it's finished. Pretty nice, huh? Okay, but you get the idea, right? So that's how simple it should be. And you still have access here. You can refill if needed. Pretty good. The exhaust is pointing away. If needed, I can. And also the exhaust extension, just pointing in a direction. And usually I would put most likely this entire hose up here, because that's also my entrance door. So that's the only thing what I have to figure out at the moment. Looks like. Yeah. And just to give you an idea, you see the magnets? I have a bunch of them on here on purpose, but that's how it works. Done. Alright, so now I'm pretty curious what you think about this. Sorry about my talking, whatnot. If you have any questions about my build, let me know. Sorry I didn't do a step-by-step. All the products I actually use I will put in the description below, because you can buy them. I bought a lot on Amazon. And feel free to try around, watch other videos. I would really encourage you. There are good ones where they have a step-by-step. I just took the pieces which I thought that's what I want to have. And that's how it will work. I will not have it on my Molle panel when I'm driving, by the way. It's just too dangerous. And by the way, also this Molle panel, which you can see here, that Molle panel I will put in the link in the description as well. I did buy it myself because it's also a table. So I figured it has a multi-purpose, which I really like, and it's steel, and that's the most important. All right, by the way, here to this idea, cheap TV, I'll try to link it up here as well, in case that helps you. But everything else, let me know if you would do that as well. What are your thoughts on that? Because I have also this, up there is a Sunster all-in-one, but I was not super happy with that, so that's why I thought, okay, I want to have something magnetic and build it myself and see if that makes sense. So I did it with the LF Pros. Next winter season is coming pretty soon. It's still cold, so I'll go winter camping and I will see if it works out. Yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers!